Operation Digital Marketing Mission 2, Digital Marketing Strategy. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Actually, we're going to be talking about the deliverables of Mission 2 for the digital marketing strategy. How do we build a digital marketing strategy? Where do we begin and where does it end before we start implementation? Well, implementation isn't going to happen in Mission 2. It happens in Mission 3. Why? Because we're giving ourselves 3 months to properly develop a digital marketing strategy for your company. And we're going to need that time because we've only just started collecting data from analytics and from SEMrush, and we're only just getting our heads wrapped around the research and all. That's where all of this comes in now. So going into SEO keyword research, surprise, it's the same Excel sheet as the original Mission 1 keyword strategy. Only this time, we're going to put in all of the keywords that we want to rank for SEO so that we can figure out how much revenue we're going to be making once we actually implement the optimization strategy for the new keywords. So I'm not going to go over the Excel sheet again, but I will tell you that this sheet is going to be much longer than the first one because now we're going to be targeting those keywords. That means that we're going to have to write content. So we're going to have to write pages of content, videos content, image content, all of that stuff for each one of these keywords. So they better be important keywords. They better drive a huge revenue because they're going to need to drive a very large return on investment. And so that's what this particular SEO deliverable is all about. It's about increasing the SEO keyword list. The SEM, search engine marketing, is the same story. This time, we're going to be focusing on every kind of keyword, and we're going to focus on a very, very long list of keywords that we want to establish for paid search. Now, when it comes to search engine marketing, choosing a keyword, making an ad, that's not the whole thing. That's just the beginning. We also need to make landing pages for each keyword, preferably. If we can't do one for each keyword, then we need to group the keywords per landing page as many landing pages as we can, because Google will grade us. 30% of your grade when it comes to each keyword is based on the relevance of the landing page to the keyword that you've chosen. If you choose a keyword that does not appear on the landing page, you're going to have a very low quality score. So all of this is now about establishing which keywords are going to be profitable enough for us to take the time to make a landing page for each keyword that we want to target. And it's going to be a whopper. Well, we go on SEMrush, and that's where we really dig into the data. We look at our competitors to see what they're doing, and we really establish a strategy based on profitability versus just picking random keywords and hoping for the best. We'll also be able to gauge how much money we're expecting to make and how much money we're realistically going to make. That's where projections comes in as well. Now, the projection sheet here is very complex, but it's all focused around different media sources. So we want all of the information that we can get during the strategy before we implement, before we spend money. We want to know what we can get out of each media source, out of each display partner that we work with. And this is what projections allows us to do. Digital marketing projections on a larger scale allows us to perform. The projected ROI, return on investment, is one thing, but all of these offer us different opportunities. And the Excel sheet is quite extensive in terms of all of the benefits to each partner that we can and don't, that we do and don't have. We have with each partner we have to decide, is this good? Will they allow us to put an SEO backlink in the advertisement? Yes or no? Okay. Will they allow us to put video content? Yes or no? Interactive HTML, article content, standard banners, dynamic text ads, AdSense. All of these things are questions that we need to ask the partner, and that's going to grade the media specs score, the media specifications score. The more media specifications you can use per publisher, the more likely you are to make money from that particular publisher. This is a great way to decide which publishers to prioritize over others and to predict how much money you're most likely going to make per publisher over the course of whatever time frame you decide to put in. Also, it'll give you a really good idea of what investment you'll be able to put into each publisher. Some publishers will perform super great for you, but then they'll have a very limited impression counts, a very limited amount of visitors and customers that they can bring to you, and therefore they're kind of a waste of time because they're not going to be able to scale your business. Whereas others will perform adequately, but they'll have a huge, tremendous market share for you to scale and scale and scale. So that's another consideration to think about. All of these things we'll be learning during Mission 2, Digital Marketing Strategy. But this is the deliverable. CRA stands for Consumer Requirements Assessment. So I want to know what your consumers require from your company. Fair price, good service, good product, customer feels valued, quality, and reviews are all things that people will think about your business. The more honest you are, the better your score, the better your digital marketing strategy will become. But if you're not honest about it, if you think that, oh, we're great on all of these things, and actually you're not, you're going to overestimate your ability and you're going to waste a lot of money on the wrong media strategy when you should be focusing on improving some of these things. Even if you can't improve them, at least you know which marketing strategies you shouldn't focus on because it's not going to work out. For example, if you have bad reviews, well, that's something that we should really work on. If the quality of your product is lower or it's used or obsolete, then we should focus on other things other than high quality products, etc., etc., etc. All of these things come into play, gives you a score, and it gives you a better idea of what you can achieve. Sorry about that. There you go. Now, conversion rate optimization, round 2. We're going to do exactly the same thing. This is exactly the same sheet as mission 1, but now that you have more information, hopefully you'll have optimized some of your conversion process, some glaring mistakes or some things that can immediately be taken advantage of, and now we redo the score all over again, and we reestablish the priorities of all of the things that we need to change in order to get your conversion rate much higher. We're going to go through this Excel sheet every single mission, as if it's the first time all over again. And every mission, we expect to improve your conversion rate using this system. But this is just a checklist. The work, the tasks, belongs to the students of actually improving it. Then we look at competitors. Now this is great because we can do competitor research that is more practical for us than just figuring out what they do so that we can copy them. Copying competitors is a bad idea. They probably don't know what they're doing, which is good for us, but not if we copy them. So here we do our company and all of the different elements. Now we've already done the consumer requirements assessment for all of these, so we don't have to redo it because it's automatically updated. But your competitors, they need to be gauged. So we gauge your competitors the same way to find out what their score is. And then we look at all of the other elements to gauge your score, their score, and that way we have a much better understanding of the competitive landscape. These are the deliverables that we'll be discussing during Mission 2. All of these, there we go. We'll also be talking about the call to action, which is to say, buy now, for example, as a call to action, or sign up to the email letter. In my case, in Search Titans, with Search Titans, it's sign up to the course, right? Sign up to the digital marketing course. Sign up to the corporate training program. These are calls to action. The human resources department, which is mostly the people that I deal with, I want them to send out a message to all of their employees saying, hey, does anybody want to take a corporate training program for digital marketing? Anybody who says yes gets put onto the list. I deal directly with the human resources department for billing, and Bob's your uncle. I have a sale, I have students, and now we can begin with Mission 1 on an individual basis with each student for the company as a whole, making the company ever stronger, ever more knowledgeable, and ever more having more competitive advantage than ever before. Lots of words there, huh? So then there's the product service description clarification. What does that mean? Most people don't describe their products or services to a detailed enough extent. If you're very good at something, you could talk about it for days. And that's what we'll be doing. We'll be talking about the products and services and just recording the message, the recording the conversation, so that your copywriters can write down everything you said. Did you know that an average person will say 100 to 150 words per minute vocally? Well, they could probably only write 10 to 20 words per minute if they write it down. So vocalizing the product description will allow an external copywriter to simply write down what you say in a consumable way. And that's what we'll be doing during the course. That's another major deliverable of Mission 2. Altogether, this will deliver for us a digital marketing strategy with priorities that will allow us to focus on the right keywords for SEO, the right things to change for conversion rate optimization, the right keywords to target, the most profitable keywords to target for search engine marketing. It'll help us focus on digital marketing projections, so we know where we're going to make most of our money right away. So that's the low-hanging fruit, and then the higher hanging fruit, the more difficult, challenging, those are lower priorities, because the low-hanging fruit is a higher priority. And this will help us get into Mission 3, which is implementation of this digital marketing strategy. So we'll look forward to seeing you then.